When it comes to St. Louis and the NBA, why not St. Louis? In recent years, St. Louis has elevated its profile in the world of basketball, with guys like Jason Tatum and Brad Beal from St. Louis becoming the faces of the league. But there's some real barriers. Expansion. Where does the NBA want to add franchises? And what about local ownership or some kind of ownership group with deep pockets that wants to put a franchise in St. Louis? Again, some real barriers. But if the question is simply, can St. Louis support a NBA franchise, another professional franchise, everyone I talked with says, absolutely. There's some other details too, where would they play? A lot of people I talked with point to Enterprise. And there has been some discussion that the Blues would like to have another tenant with Enterprise. So I started asking questions. It all comes after I had a conversation with U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt a few months back. He was in town talking about getting some money for Lambert, and I just happened to ask him. He's a sports guy. He's been talking about the Billikens going to the Big East a lot. He's been talking about wanting to see the NFL back in St. Louis. So I said, hey, why not the NBA? He really likes the idea, and it turns out a lot of other people do too. Did a big story for First Alert Forward. I want you to check it out. Tell me what you think. Can St. Louis support an NBA franchise? Should St. Louis have an NBA franchise? You know, a couple people told me it has to do about growth, like regional growth. St. Louis, the region, has 2.8 million people. Maybe the question that needs to be answered is, does St. Louis leverage its size well enough to compete with other metros in the country? That's a question we're also going to tackle in that report. I'll put the link down in the comments.